I solemnly swear that I'm going to try to look at the camera and not the viewfinder. Hi, my name is Kirby. Welcome to my internet home. Please remember to tap that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know when my next video is. If I do seem familiar, you might know me from TikTok under cozyxkirby, or you might have seen some of my previous videos here on YouTube under the name Naira the Sun. We have rebranded. It has been, oh my goodness, almost 3 years since I've posted my last YouTube video, it feels like. I spent 1 year pouring my heart and soul into being a content creator, and I reached 10,000 followers on TikTok. That's insane. All of the love and accolades goes to God, who's the one who pushed me out of my job in the first place to create content, and also to my husband, who worked his butt off pulling 16-hour days to make sure that bills got paid, because he also wanted me to pursue something that he saw in me even when I didn't see it in myself. Let's start off with a little bit about me. I am autistic and ADHD. I also have CPTSD, and I deal with chronic pain, and I also have a chronic illness. No, that's not a cue for you to be like, "Aw, poor Kirby." No. This is the life that I'm living. Ever since I started creating content was when I decided I was going to start living it. Before I was a content creator, I actually was an engineer. You would think making $80,000 a year would make anybody happy, but honestly, all it did was make me completely miserable. I was so burnt out. I was so depressed. And it wasn't just one job that did that to me. I tried engineering jobs multiple times. People don't really realize the jump from college to the adult world as a neurodivergent person, and especially if you're late diagnosed, which means at the time you probably had no idea that your brain was built so differently. Nobody thinks about the fact that it is very much possible to succeed as a student. They tell you exactly what to expect. They give you a syllabus, you know exactly what you're going to be reading when each assignment is due. They have specific office hour times that are meant and designed to help you. There's TAs, there's tutoring labs, a plethora of other students so that you can freely body double. They provide food and shelter. You got to take breaks. There were so many breaks where you just had time. 3 months off for the summer. It was always a little bit of something. I was able to use these breaks as a time to recover from burnout. I didn't know it was burnout at the time, but I was able to use that time in order to recover. When you get into the adult world, all of that is gone. Once that PTO is gone, it's gone. You hit burnout. What is disappearing for 3 months and then thinking you're coming back and having a job? It's not a thing. Not to mention, you are so focused on how you're going to feed yourself. You can't just show up and the food is already there. How you're going to maintain your housing and just all of the things that go into it. Nobody talked about that, and it burned me all the way out. And I was in a terribly dark place for the second time. And it was God who said, either you have one or two options. He was like, either you quit this job because this is not what I created you to do. This is what your mask self feels like. This is what success looks like. So you're trying to fight for something that I never meant for you. Either you leave, or I'm gonna make everything around you crumble. I was like, surely this is in my head, because why would God have me to quit my job? I'm 2/3 of the income in the house. Absolutely not. I will not be quitting my job. And as I continued to try to work, the worse the situation got, the worse my health got. Like, I was bent over in pain. My husband was watching me just fade away, and I was hoping that I would. I remember praying and asking God, I was like, God, please just give me more so I could be a faithful servant at my job and serve in the capacity that I'm in right now. You know what God said? God said, literally, no. Because if I give you more, you're going to stay here. 2 weeks later, they let me go. That was December of last year. Since then, I had started creating videos. This is also for the people who saw I got 10,000 followers in 1 year. And they're like, oh, how do I do it? There was never a point where I knew what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I am pretty much winging it. Almost 10 years of content creating. I've had blogs, vlogs, YouTube channels, websites, Instagram pages, the whole nine. Even with all of that under my belt, I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you're waiting to watch enough YouTube videos for you to start, you will never start. Don't wait to feel ready to try. You're gonna have to fail. You're gonna have to be a little awkward. And that's okay. Nobody is judging you. And if they are, they freaking suck. Why would you want to, be friends with them anyway? They fucking suck. I mean, they freaking suck. The only things that got me here was authenticity and consistency. Being consistent when you get over 1,000 views on something, and also being consistent when you only get 10 likes. On the days where you feel like I can do anything, but also being consistent on the days where you feel like, why do I fail at everything? And it becomes easier to be consistent when you're doing work that represents you. As an engineer, I was burning out because I wasn't creating things that mattered to me. And as a neurodivergent person, that is important, to do things that matter to you. And at certain points in time during this year, during this journey, I found myself wanting to morph into something that I wasn't. I even had certain used to be friends. They were trying to push me out of the content that I am passionate about creating. Lifestyle content that comes from the perspective of a person who is neurodivergent, who is ADHD, AuDHD, autistic, who deals with chronic illness, who is disabled, like coming from that specific arena. And they wanted me to move into things that they felt were more palatable and acceptable. My interest in beauty, fashion, hair, makeup, things that people would pick up on a lot easier. Like they just wanted me to narrow in on something that wasn't me. I was able to continue to be consistent this year because this was a year that I decided to start showing up as myself, because I knew that I couldn't be the only one, and I wasn't. There were so many people who had so many unanswered questions, and we were all just looking to do life together. We were all looking to find the answers together as we go. And that's when I realized the real key is focusing on actually building a community rather than just getting a bunch of likes and subscribes. And none of that matters. It's community. It's people who actually want to show up for you. Do you know? This year, there were times where me and my husband, due to the financial strain of only one income, we were about to lose our apartment. We were about to lose our home. And the only way that we were able to pay rent was because the community that I had built on TikTok, on their own accord, nobody forced them. Nobody made them. They showed up. Still don't feel deserving of that. But because of what I poured out for them, they wanted to pour back into me. That's what's important. Actually loving the people that you're showing up for. And I'm grateful that even as financially hard as this year was, it was the most rewarding and fulfilling year. Some things that you can expect on this channel. Probably not a full beat every time, and probably not a light blaring in my face, because autism is pissed with this ring light right now. I say a lot. On this platform, you can expect me to talk about all things neurodivergence, autism, all of the things revolving around that, from executive dysfunction to trying to get support to trying to hopefully file for disability checks. How being a neurodivergent and disabled person falls in alignment in terms of being a Christian. How is it walking by faith as a disabled person? I have not found any Bible plans that talk about actually being the disabled person and walking with God. It's always, oh, your child is disabled. I'm so sorry for you. Here's Bible scriptures to encourage you through it. Not how do you get through this? How do you live life? How do you thrive in Christ as a disabled person? I'm going to talk about marriage. Apparently that is something that people are loving on my TikTok account. They are loving seeing my husband, who is also neurodivergent, and us talking about not just how we got together, but how do you make a neurodivergent household work? I'm also going to share my hyperfixations and my passions. You're going to see me talk about books and movies and shows that have inspired me and changed my life. Please believe a video about Wicked is coming. I want this to be a place that focuses on really 3 main things. I want to entertain, inspire, and I want to... I forgot what the other one is. I hope that when you're watching me from this platform that you feel seen, loved, and heard. I hope that you gain some perspective, that you ask more questions, and I hope that you feel like you want to come back because let's be friends. And if you are interested in connecting with me, please put it in the comments because I would like to meet you. If this is your first time meeting me, I really would love you to introduce yourself in the comments because I want to greet you. And if you're coming from my TikTok, from my Instagram, from my Lemon8, please put your handle inside of the comment section because I do want to be able to connect with you. And thank you so much for walking with me in my first year as like an official content creator, even though I was very much unpaid. Thank you so much. And encouraging me to keep going in moments where I really just didn't believe in myself. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are interested in continuing this journey with me, then please don't be afraid to tap that like, bump that subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you know when I will be posting my next video. I'm hoping to post one on a regular basis, but I'm also disabled, so we don't know how that's gonna go. Make sure you click that notification bell so you can always be aware. I absolutely love you guys. We're back. Group hug, guys. Group hug. Bye.